Okay, so we're back. Tonight, we're gonna explore some of the results of that model I added in the last session. There was a kind of a 1.5 hour session where I did some stuff, where I did a lot of work actually. I did record it, but unfortunately, I only later discovered that the stupid audio wasn't recording. So there's just absolutely no audio. I will upload it if people are interested, but it's kind of dull without, because there's obviously, I don't explain anything and you can't hear anything. But basically what we did in that session is we corrected a couple errors with the model we added, the DA net, and then we actually ran it in the notebook. So, and then over last night it ran in the notebook, and so now what we're going to do is we're going to analyze some of those results and write up kind of a quick report and see what that looks like. That's one, and number two, there's still that error related to the GPU, so we're going to look into that a bit. And then we're going to also look at investigating kind of adding an additional linear layer that initially embeds things to a common dimension, because as it is right now, if we have multivariate time series and we're doing forecasting with like different time series, different numbers of kind of like feature time series, then it's going to not work. It won't work for transfer learning. So in essence, because the way the current model is set up, like you can only train it on the exact same number of time series. So the advantage of adding that first linear layer would be that we just map all time series to a common embedding dimension, and obviously that has pluses and minuses, but that's the core idea. So, but anyways, that's going to come after we analyze some of this initial stuff. So as I said before, this stuff isn't transfer learning. We don't use it at all here. And we do, though, we don't really use it at all. We don't even use county transfer on this initial set. But the idea is to then just figure out which hyperparameters work. So actually, I'll go back to Firefox because I like that better. But yeah, so what we're going to do is we're going to quickly look through and this report I was writing up and see what's working and what isn't. So this is a weights and biases report. As I said before, weights and biases, I like the reports. But the idea here is we're going to just look through it and see which sets of parameters are working well, both on that final week of evaluation. We'll just add a description here. Model trained on Los Angeles. Fuck, I can't type tonight. County data. So that's what that's gonna do. Oh wait, I didn't want that enter. Why is that going down? In any case, that doesn't really matter. So this I'm actually not sure why this run set here on weights and biases isn't selecting everything, because you'd think that it would actually show all the runs when they're over 1,000. So I don't know why it's not showing these or visualizing all these. Select all runs in project, maybe that. So it's only showing a limited number, and so it's obviously missing out on some of the top runs. So the way I usually do reports, is this its own section? We actually don't need to have that done. So the way I do reports is I usually, I'll also add a parameter importance thing here. So we'll also look at the parameter importance. We'll add another filter just because as we get more results, some of these won't be on Los Angeles, and so like that would be problematic if we start comparing multiple counties in one report. So that's fine. Now it doesn't change anything. Yeah, I don't know why that's not showing all the runs. It's just showing like a small fraction of them. But anyways, I also don't. It's still annoying me for some reason. That it's like going off the line when that's wide. I don't know. So blah blah blah. So next, I obviously want to look at parameter importance. So we're gonna see which of these is that. What we really care about is the unscaled test loss, though we also care about that final week we're forecasting on. But we could even add 2. So there's going to be a lot of crap here. Most of those, I don't even know what these are. Oh, that's the model save path. So that's pretty much not going to tell us anything. So we want learning rate, batch size, forecast history. These are our main hyperparameters. The rest of these are mainly just duplicates. So it looks like batch size does help lower loss. A longer forecast history also helps lower loss. A larger hidden encoder size from what we've seen here. Remember, this is only actually limited to 1,000 runs. Learning rate doesn't seem to do much of anything, actually. So take those what they're worth. We'll also now go and examine some of the top runs. So this seems to be one of the top runs in terms of the test loss. This is sorted right here by the unscaled test loss. So we'll go here now. What we're going to do is we're going to look through what the whole thing says and all the metrics. So yeah, we can see the unscaled test loss is going down. And then the full test loss. So I'll quickly explain the difference between this. This is validation loss, this is test loss, and this is doing a rolling test loss over the entire test set. So basically what this does is if like we're trying to forecast 16 days, this will start on say like May 1st. So say we're trying to forecast say our test set encompasses say like May to June, 30 days. So what this metric is here is basically the rolling over that. So we would first forecast May 1st through May 16th. Then we'd forecast May 2nd through May 17th. And then all those get averaged together, and then the average is essentially what we see here. So this is why this is the most important thing. Because it's the most authoritative, it's a full 16-day forecast, and it's what that loss is over that entire period of time. So in general, that's the most important. The other thing we care about is the kind of overall, I don't even know if it's on this part. We do care just that this is going down, because that obviously means it's learning something. It's good to see validation loss go down, but in general, that's the thing that's most important. The other thing that is important is the MSE on the final week. So the final week of the test data, we actually plot it in the chart and calculate its MSE separately. And that just shows that like if the model's like still generalizing on the newest data, or even now this is somewhat old data, but so I think these were like predictions. The final week here is predictions starting on the 19th of June. So those are important. These feature importance plots, I actually still don't really know what these ones are actually showing at the moment. The ones I mainly use are further down. Is the global feature importance. So we can look at that. So like here, so this is like the global feature importance. So this is what the model thinks is important to look at when forecasting. So here it thinks that the mobility, essentially the previous day's rolling 7 average is one of the most important, or the previous day's rolling 7 average. So rolling 7 is essentially the rolling average over the past 7 days. We do that in order to smooth out the like inconsistencies in reporting, because some places like don't report at all during the weekend, then just dump all their cases on Monday. And then so like even if our model does then fit to their reporting things, it's actually not that useful because it's not any like real world thing, because those cases aren't actually all happening on Monday. They're just dumping their report onto Monday. So these are the main things that think's important. It's interesting. It doesn't really think mobility workplaces is that all important. That might be a sign that this model's kind of flawed or something. Because normally I'd think that would be that these should have at least some importance. Like, I mean, yeah. So, it makes sense. It doesn't think month, and well, it probably should think. I'm not too sure about the seasonality. Like, I still think a lot of epis don't know about the month yet, and we probably don't have enough data to learn a meaningful conclusion. But weekday, it does make sense since we're using a rolling 7 average that this isn't that important here. In some of the other ones where we're just using the raw and not rolling, weekday was very important because then, as I said, people would dump all their cases on like one day. So let's see. So let's look at our predicted ones versus the plotted ones. So again, so this is our predicted ones are this kind of bluish green line, and the actual are here. So for instance, and during this time is like this purple thing signals when our prediction starts, and this is the historical data that actually the model sees when predicting. Yeah, it sees exactly. So we can see here. This isn't the best forecast for that day, but it is showing a somewhat of an upward trend, which is better than like some of our old models did. Like some were like just straight up flat. So the model at least does think it should be going upward a bit. It's not going upward, of course, at the rate that actual cases were, and it starts a bit above the like one step ahead prediction. Actually, isn't that great. This is like 742. This is like 821. So that's a fairly big difference. Another big thing here is you can clearly see the confidence interval. The green shaded area is supposed to be the 95% confidence interval, and it's essentially just the blue line, which makes sense because this model, the way we get the confidence intervals is for dropout and things like batch norm, and this model has no dropout in it, at least not now. So that's another thing we might want to go back and do, is add dropout layers so we could actually get like maybe a better confidence interval. So that's kind of the main thing of that one. So the other thing I do sometimes, that's why I wish maybe I have to delete this, like maybe I should just delete it and then re-add it, and then it will hopefully show me all the relevant stuff, like not just like some stuff. So but yeah, one of the real things I like to see specifically is how that overall unscaled test loss that I showed you, essentially the rolling forecast translates to just the last week, because like particularly with this county in California, over that last week it's really started to see, as you saw in the diagram, that spike in cases. So like so yeah, if the model does well on both, then I don't think it's that one. Oh wait, yeah, that was stupid. So we're actually looking at test 7 RMSE, I think. Why is it only showing like 4? This is a run set of, I don't know. I've actually found weights and biases. It's like it is very good, obviously for logging my experience. But some of their charts and graphics have seemed really buggy when I've been doing stuff. Because this is only showing like 5 of these for some reason. I don't know if I'm using it wrong, but I do think I have everything selected, so I don't see why it's only showing like 5 of these on it. Yeah, I might post that question over in the Slack channel, because you would think that, I mean, I know there's a limit on the amount it can display, but you'd think it would be able to show at least 1,000 or something. And I've had it show more before. Because what I really like to do with the plot is see, particularly in this case, like which of the low ones kind of go in which places. But anyways, I really don't know why it's only showing that and it's not refreshing. So that's kind of what that was looking at. I'm just going to but another thing we can do is we can do like we can even like start to do other operations on this. So yeah, one of the things I also sometimes like to do is just see which is the absolute best even on that like last week. So test accuracy. I did this. This isn't exactly good practice. So like, because obviously this might not have that good overall loss. So it could be the hyperparameter just really fitted to it. But I do want to just see how good like the most like overfit hyperparameters thing did on that last week, just to see what it would compare against. So that's the best hyperparameter selection. Actually, it doesn't look that much different than that other one, in all honesty. So that tells me that a lot of these hyperparameters aren't actually making too much of a difference. Probably. Because yeah, the unscaled test loss, we can like compare it numerically. Oh wait, is that actually the exact same one? So yeah, I guess the same one must have actually gotten the best on both, which actually, in all honesty, doesn't usually happen. So this must be actually one of the better models. Forecast. So let's look. I'm just going quickly through. So, oh, that one actually, that's weird. So actually, on the global parameter importance, it seems to think that the larger hidden encoder sizes don't work, but or result in a higher loss. That's what that green positive shows. Here they seem to say it does help. It helps in this specific best one. This had a batch size of 10. Forget what my full config was when I was running it. So I think I swept over. Wait, that's actually my refactor notebook. So that's actually not that notebook. Again, like I said in the other videos, I definitely want to move away from these stupid notebooks. But yeah. So forecast. So the smallest batch size actually works. Batch size model stat forecast history. So what was the history? That only uses a forecast history of 5. Okay. So like one of the best ones seem to actually show this working better, which is odd. So, oops. So unscaled test loss correlation. Let's just look at what this second one is. It's probably very similar to this. It's probably maybe just one parameter changed. Yeah, it basically looks the same. Okay, so from what I'm seeing, it actually likes hidden encoder to be like I'm just gonna check that I'm sorting this right quickly. Unscaled. So these should be larger going down. Actually, a lot of these seem to be almost exactly the same. Wait, are all these the same? That might be because I'm doing that. I'll look at something. Just do a sanity check. So these are different, these ones. So this would, in theory, be what the worst one looks like. What? Get off about cookies. Just gonna go see. Yeah, it looks like actually parts of my sweep were pretty much overlapping though. So this is a bit different. Actually, this looks slightly better, actually, in my opinion. Well, on the last forecast. One of the things I actually don't like about MSE as a loss function is that, like, it seems to distort stuff. So, like, if you could have a thing that's very well models, like, the time series, but is just off by, like, say, one time stamp in terms of how it models. And its MSE will still be like it still could be like ridiculously high. So that's one of the things I don't really like too much about MSE. I'm just gonna go through these. Unscaled validation loss. Wait, these look smaller actually, because that's 10,000. Have I been sorting this wrong? I think weights and biases. No, this should be the bigger down, right? Oh wait, no, wait. That's unscaled test loss. Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, so those are good. Yeah, because this is like 4,006. Okay, so that was just a quick thing. And then that's like 97,000. Okay. I was looking at the yeah, actually that's a good point. I need to clean up some of these columns. So there's honestly too many columns there, and that's, I think, one of the reasons why I was getting confused. So the ones I really care about, I'm just gonna go down to these. Yeah. These are the ones I care about a lot. Actually, just to keep it simple, I'm just gonna basically look at these right now. So yeah, so these all have this similar thing. Now let me go back to this one. Sort descending. So yeah, I guess 294 is the best we get in that one. So there doesn't seem to be one better than 294. Yeah, as I said, I actually don't really like the way MSC sometimes does this. So I'm just taking a look at the worst one to see how it differs. Yeah, that definitely is worse. Yeah, it's just going down. So yeah, that definitely is worse. Okay, so I guess since I've found that, I'll go back to the full unscaled test loss. Okay, let's do some actual stuff now. Stuff. So from this, I guess what I've seen, well, it's actually weird because these appear. somewhat contradictory. Actually, this might be because my guess is that this is only examining 1,000 runs, so it's not seeing the full breadth of runs. What we could do... Actually, that's why one of the reasons I wish this plot would work, because then I could see where the majority are falling in each of these categories. I don't know if there's a way to do, like, a group. It would be good to see, like, I almost wish I could, like, do maybe, like, a query on these and be, like, find what the mean value is and just exclude all values above the mean, and then that would, like, group these better, in my opinion, for that. I don't know if there's actually... I think, actually, if it would be good if weights and biases did almost move towards, like, probably a semi, like, queryable interface where you could just, like, write out something quick. From what I understand, these are actually stored in CSV files, I think, themselves. I don't know of any easy way to do that in the current setup, though. I'll just save that for now. So that's that. Well, yeah, that doesn't really help me too much in deciding what hyper... There looks like there's some overlapping thing in the sweep, because it looks like that's why there's so many that are the exact same. So I think I might be doing something overlapping in the sweep. So I'll at least remove some of those hyperparams. Oh yeah, I'm definitely doing something overlapping in the sweep. Because dropout's still here. So dropout, there is no dropout here. So yeah, I accidentally probably ran like an extra, like, well, actually this is 5, and then these are both unnecessary, so I accidentally ran like an additional 50 times the number of sweeps I did needed. So yeah, so that's what all that overlap was. So yeah, that obviously was stupid and probably just, luckily, I mean, obviously I'm not paying for computation here, but it's still just a waste of time, and now I have essentially a lot of duplicate runs, which is obviously screwing things up probably. So that's that. Wonder if I should... Maybe if I just do, like, this sweep again. I'm wondering if that would work well. Because then I could just look at it without duplicates. Or there might be a way to delete duplicates. I don't know. Actually, though, I mean, this is a good time. That was on LA County. Now might be a good time to test this out on a different county. So let's see. So one of the other counties, Cook County is a good one. So Cook County is an interesting county too. So like in Illinois, our data should, by the way, be just like kind of dated like this. I don't know how to spell Illinois. It's true. Okay. Illinois, and then let's do Cook County. So yeah, we'll test this on a different county. That way we're not, and then later I'll figure out how to delete the duplicates on LA. So I just have to swap out this name. There's still a lot of bad residuals in this notebook that I don't really like. So bad residuals. Because yeah, originally, like, we just had the full data frame being saved on the cloud, so when we did that, we actually had to usually split the data frame by like a query. Now it's actually the opposite, so we just have the specific county already saved in a split CSV in our storage, so like we don't have to do that. But the old code for it's still there, so yeah. So yeah, that should probably be cleaned up. So yeah, we'll run it on Cook and see what happens, see what the results are. And while it runs, we'll also maybe look at adding some dropout layers to the model, or at least putting in like some dropout param. To maybe help increase the confidence interval. We'll also maybe look at, as I said, putting in an initial embedding layer. We'll probably do that all as a parameter though, which will be nice. I'll show you how it will work nice and smoothly. Okay, so the notebook running again. So yeah, I'll just run through this stuff quickly. It's gonna ask me for my password, and I'm gonna black out screen for a sec. Yeah, I was really kind of annoyed that last time. I thought the last session that I recorded was actually good, but then I just go back and discover there had been no sound after me just like talking for like an hour and a half, and I'm like, okay, clear. We'll clear this crap. I'll swap this back on. You can tell I'm not a pro YouTuber. Anyways, so yeah, it's just maybe we should look at that actually. COVID, but yeah, so definitely I think the main things, obviously LA County is just one county, but I do like some of the initial kind of model. It seems to be fitting okay. I mean, it's not fitting great, but actually compared to some of the other crappy models I've seen on this stuff, like it's the fact that it's learning kind of the upward trajectory at all, I find good, because there were definitely some models that were like yeah, not learning at all, like the kind of relation of between like some of those other things. Like if we go back and look at say the same stuff for LA County, but with a different model. Come on, wait. But yeah, look at it with the transformer actually. I don't know what this is sorted by, but like for instance, with the transformer, so here is a run. This was an older one when we didn't have, oh, that's a totally bad one. Is this even, oh yeah, that's not even on in Los Angeles. So the correct thing would be to compare the exact dates. I don't actually think I ran the custom transformer on those exact dates for LA yet, which I probably should have, but I ran one on the 20th actually. I'll go see what that looks like. Or wait, no, I haven't. Yeah, most of the old transformer stuff, I saw you had run it on those dates actually. Really? I guess I didn't, but there was similar stuff and it wasn't doing well. I still remember that. Yeah, that's weird. I could have sworn I'd run it on that. Was I calling it something different then? I'm calling it this. Oh, yeah, so I was just calling it was called something slightly different. But let's look. So I don't know what this is sorted by. I think it's sorted by unscaled test loss. But I can show you what some of that looked like. Then I'll go back and actually do my notebook thing. So yeah, those were the similar spikes, and Wait, that looks somewhat different, actually. Oh, wait, this was the rolling average. Never mind. That was a different thing. So this actually was the... there was a way of getting more granular than the, like... Well, it's not really that, but we were predicting the difference in the number of new cases. I have observed with the Transformer too, like... I don't know if it's, like... what it is, but like Transformer seems to have in a lot of cases like somewhat of a bad tendency if it's not trained like with the exact right hyperparameters just to like predict like almost the exact same thing like for a while. It's kind of weird actually. So this is like predicting like 6.1. It's barely changing its prediction at all. It's just something I've observed with it. But yeah, I can. There was one that was the diff rolling. I definitely did the rolling 7, I think too. So yeah, the target column then would have been the rolling 7. We'll see if the. Okay, so this should be actually the exact same stuff we were doing. You can look at how that was comparing. Okay, so. I really actually don't know if we need all these heat map plots. I still need to figure out exactly what they mean. So this is the example that you can see the confidence interval was a bit better, but it was kind of just not. It was see like at least the other model was predicting like in the 800s or so for this hump, and obviously this was going up to like 1,000. But like for some reason the Transformer was just like predicting like all these lower like 450, 400s, 509. So that's why I was saying that one seemed to be a bit better. Not to say that I think this was the Transformer 2 without any transfer. I never tried transfer at this point on the Transformer, and the Transformer might be just one of those models you always have to use transfer because otherwise it doesn't work well. But anyways, that's kind of what that was. I do like that the confidence interval is wider, so it's still way outside this thing. So, but yeah, that's why I was talking about that and saying it was kind of slightly better. Where did my crap go? So yeah, this should have gone to the weights and biases stuff. Oh, there was a syntax error. Oh, I probably left. What? There should be an additional bracket, right? Yeah. Okay, so that should fix things. Oh yeah. I need to black out so people don't see my key. Though I'll probably change it anyways, but. Okay. So, boom. So that's running now. Should be good to go for the forecast on Cook County. We'll see how Cook County works. I'm kind of psyched for Cook County. I thought I moved that yesterday. I have a feeling somehow this isn't the most recent notebook. Because it's like, I could have sworn in the last session that I'd moved that stuff up. And I think I did. What the fuck? It should be working. Like, seriously? Can it not find Cook County? Did that not exist? No, it should have copied this thing, right? Or did I just like no, that should be the right path, right? If I just copy this verbatim. Oh, I forgot the actual CSV part. Yeah, that. I saw I fixed that out of order stuff yesterday, but I'm just gonna get this running now and then I'll fix that. So we'll get this logging. Wait, why is that saying Los Angeles? This should be Cook County, right? key error dropout. What? This notebook actually definitely is not the right freaking notebook. Oh wait, this is oh fuck. This is not the right notebook. This was the prior notebook. Oh shit. That's what I hate about notebooks. This was not the right notebook. I need to revert all that. This is the decoder notebook. I needed this was the right notebook. I'll have to restore that luckily I did commit hash that. This is the right notebook. Though if this is the one that ran, I don't know why there were those duplicates. Because all these should be unique parameters. Crap. Wait, how do I... Oh, I just revealed my key now, too. So... I need to remember how to restore. I should probably go back and try to restore that stuff. Let me see. Okay, yeah, so I should probably go back and just... I did hash it. I definitely hashed it. Or, not hashed it, but I definitely saved a gist of it. Okay, but I will get this one started. God, there's so much output too. If I could just suppress. Wait, that's still running actually? That's weird. Wait, actually if that's still running, I should be able to just copy and paste this in. Yes. Okay. Yeah, that should be good. Okay, so what? Come on. Just ran that. Run. Okay, so that should start on Cook County. I don't know why I printed the LA stuff, but... Oh wait, actually that might be why they're duplicates. Now I think I know. Never mind. So yeah, it's still looping through. This is the problem with those old residuals. It's still looping through this stupid list. So yeah, it's looping through the stupid list, even though this shouldn't be a loop now. It's because it's just always using the DF, because like originally, as I said, we had that one file, and so we actually would like to loop through a bunch of different counties in it, but that's not the case anymore. So so yeah, so it actually looped the exact same sweep a bunch of times. So yeah, that should be good. Okay, I should probably restore this from that stupid gist I backed up. I think the core of that was gist.github.com. Oh wait, that was the other notebook. I did back that up. Oh yeah, so yeah, this was the gist I backed it up to. This was the most recent. I didn't really change that much there. I basically just screwed up the config for the sweep. Shouldn't really matter, honestly, too much. Just like if I want to train the decoder again, then I should probably go back. But anyways, let's wait for this. What? Well, in any case, I could always just grab this raw and upload it to Colab. Yeah, so number encoder layers. Ah, crap. Yeah, I might do that actually. I won't do that now though, because it's kind of unrelated. But yeah, let's start to see some of the results for Cook County as they come in. Yeah, as I said before, I really do want to get off of notebooks entirely. They're just causing so many problems. But yeah, we can look at these. So like, for instance, like let's look at the best test, unscaled test loss. Okay, so yeah, so far it's only run 9, but let's look at what this is. Let's look. That doesn't look great actually. So in this case actually it's a lot higher.